Let's get rolling.
Let's have a nice round of applause.
Welcome to the Stand-Up Show. We're in Edinburgh for the festival, now in its 49th year, famous for its opera, dance and theatre. But on the fringe, it's the comedy that draws the queues. They've all been through here. Monty Python, Rowan Atkinson, Joe Brand, Julian Clary, Eddie Izzard. Stand-up comedy is big business. Was it not Terry Christian who said, comedy is the new rock and roll? Well, if comedy is the new rock and roll, I must be Joe Dolce. Over the last year, BBC Radio 1 and 4 and the National Comedy Network have given anybody who wants to be a comic the chance to stand up and be funny. Across the whole country, over 500 young hopefuls stood up. And now we're down to the last 8. And here am I, right in the hub of it.
Excuse me.
What is it?
Can I have your autograph, please?
Sure. What name is it?
Barry Cryer, isn't it?
Yeah. And now the Stand-Up Show is proud to present the final of the Open Mic Award. Please welcome on stage Autograph Hunter and Perrier nominee, Boothby Grafo.
Hang on, excuse me. You're supposed to... This way. It's this way. It's from... I didn't think it was that funny, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to this, the grand final of the Open Mic Awards, described by one critic as a new Faces for the 90s and by my accountant as a new set of tyres for my Ferrari. Hey, no, they don't get any better. Yeah. We have got, backstage right now, 8 hopeful young acts, all nervous, sweaty palms, dry mouths, all waiting to come on here and entertain people at home, you out there. This 2,000-strong studio audience. Yeah. Yeah, and not only that, if that isn't enough, they're also in competition with each other. And they're vying for prizes. And the winner tonight will walk away with £1,000, a gig on the National Comedy Network, and a radio commission. And in order to win all that, they have to impress our panel of judges. So let's meet them now. And they are, at the far end there, a man who just is on every single panel game that has ever been produced by British television. He has to be on it. That's why we have him here tonight. He's an entertainer, singer-songwriter, hit recording artist, all-round good egg. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Hawks. As a judge, what are you going to be looking for as a judge this evening?
Well, I think the prerequisite is that the people performing have they've not really done it much for money, have they? It's well, if you pardon the expression. So I'm just looking for confidence, I think, and potential as much as anything, and just hope they go for it because it's very scary, and I'm just looking for someone that's better than me, frankly.
Tony Hawks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next to Tony, writer, broadcaster, presenter, comedian, improviser extraordinaire, Sandy Toksvig. Sandy, you've been at it years, haven't you?
I have done it.
Sounds a bit rough,
No
though.
success whatsoever.
Have you ever done anything like this? This talent competition?
Been on the telly? No, never.
Never,
So-
no.
This is my first talent competition, so I'm a bit excited.
So you are the judge?
Yeah, yes.
Well, they're all going to come on one at a time.
And I think, frankly, for anybody to stand up and do stand-up is impressive. So I wish the best of luck to all of them.
Sandy Toksvig. And next to Sandy... the current head of light entertainment for BBC One, the man everybody wants to get their fingers in, Mr. Chris Pye. Hey, what are you looking for? In a stand-up comedian, what do you look for, sir?
I think perhaps a sense of humour would be good. The ability to make us laugh. I think somebody who's got a lot of confidence and knows what they're doing and just comes across with a lot of energy.
Great. Chris Pye. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing I can tell you about this man that you haven't already read on toilet walls up and down the country. How he keeps going after all these years is a mystery. Why he keeps going is a greater mystery still. Gagmeister, writer, he's done it all. He's been there. He has the T-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Cryer. Probably not.
Sperm in a suit. Get on with it.
Sounds like a request. Right, so Bazza, you've been at it longer than God.
He was funny.
Yeah. You gave him his first gig, didn't you?
No, originality. I think no sex, 70s or Star Trek.
And in comedy, what do you look for? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Barry Cryer and your panel of judges. And like in British judicial tradition, after the show, the judges will be taken away to a hotel room in Morningside and be whipped senseless by a donkey in suspenders, carrying a small fruit bat with some mayonnaise. So, shall we crack on and relieve their fear behind there, shall we? Yeah! Sod it, let's make them sweat some more. No, we'll crack straight on. Are you ready to welcome the first act? Yeah. You are. Be the wonderful audience you are. Go wild and crazy. Welcome on stage a young man. He's 27 years old. He comes from Southport. He wants to work with animals and children. He's a student at Brunel University. Ladies and gentlemen, go mad for Lee Mack.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, please. No, don't. Don't stop. Don't the police ask stupid questions? This copper said to me, where are you from? I said, Lancashire. He said, have you lived there all your life? I said, I don't know yet. So do I say, a bit of a comedian, are we, sir? I said, you're not going to believe this. He says, really? Were you always the funny one at school? I said, I don't know. What school do you go to? Because the next minute, these three coppers walked in. You should have seen it. Big feet, truncheons. I forget what the third one was called, but... They started giving it all that. All that. No violence. They just sort of went like that. Yeah. I think one of them went like that, actually. Yeah. So there I was in the bath with my mum, and... I thought, I've had enough of this flat, I'm going to sell it and move out, so I did. I sold my flat, and the landlord was livid. They're like that, aren't they? Possessive, I find, over the property. I remember when I first moved in, I was trying to make the room look bigger, you know, by smashing holes in the wall with a sledgehammer, and, you know, he started giving it all that, you know. He's a strange bloke when he's in a bad mood, never says anything, just does that with his hand. Really weird. I thought, I'm not putting up with that, so I went like that, you know, and he sort of went like that, and I went like that, and we ended up shaking on the floor, banging asleep, blancmange everywhere, but that's another story. Well, that's a really long, hard day at work, and as I walked into my flat, I thought, that's weird. I haven't got a job. So I went straight round to the boss's office and said, hey, I'm not coming round here 8 hours a day, 5 days a week when I don't even work for you. And he said, if you feel like that, you're sacked. I said, you can't sack me, pal, I don't work for you. And he said, oh, yeah, good point, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. I said, you're damn right you will, pal. Here's a quick one for you, what's this? Hey! Lack of material, that's what that is. Yeah, you did great, thank you very much. Good night. Lean back.
Hey. So, should we crack straight on? Yeah. Yes, let us. Our next act comes from Glasgow. Yeah. No, she studies in Glasgow, actually. But she's actually from Edinburgh. Completely impartial, that's what I love about you. Put your hands together, scream applaud, and welcome the poetry of Viv G.
Thanks. Yes, I am a poet, so I'm going to start off with a poem, and this is Sarah. Sarah, Sarah, you're so thick. But you're drop-dead gorgeous, you make me sick. You look in mirrors the way boys look at you. You say you hate the way you look. Yeah, I do too. You never get spots, you've never been fat, you've never farted, you've never shat. You're so bloody perfect, you're so nice and sweet, but I'm no different, I've smelt your feet. Some of your friends are vegan, some of your friends are gay, some of your friends hate you, and I've heard you're a lousy lay. You've never told a lie, you've never told a joke, you're so sick and putrid, you make me want to boke. Don't think I'm jealous, I've just had my say, and I still think I deserve that parent home and away. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once... Oh, that's not mine. Sorry about that. I'm pregnant. It's kicking. Oh, no, it's going to be a policeman. This is called Party Pooper. Where the hell's the toilet seat? Who ate all my bread? Who put fags out of my Frosties? Is he asleep or dead? Who was playing my Take That tapes? Who ripped my Robbie Foster? Who switched off the freezer? Who blew up the toaster? Who threw the TV out the window? Who kicked the door in? Who just rang our buzzer? No, you're not letting any more in. Whose knickers are these? They might be diseased. What are they doing in my bed? I'm overreacting. I'm overreacting. If you don't get these naked, urinating, sweating bodies out of here, I'll chop off your bloody head! Mum. Thank you.
Ah, dear. Are you happy? Yeah. Tell your faces then. Aye, so, cracking straight on. 3 is a magic number, as De La Salle once said. And our third act, see the connection? 3, third. Brilliant script, The Times. Yeah. Our third act comes from Liverpool. Yeah. But he studies in St Andrews. Hey! Put your hands together, scream applaud, go mad, and welcome on the stage, Silky!
I've got this lovely stuff. Is anyone here from Scotland? Yes. Do you watch television? Well, there are some people, Scots, in the audience who watch television who will get this joke. Everyone else, sleep for 10, 15 seconds. You are about to see 5,000 years of Scottish history. Thank you, see? I'm a student, sorry. I had to say that. You probably pay taxes. In my first year, I was in a hall of residence, and it taught me things. Like, if you're sharing a fridge with other people you don't know or trust, they nick your stuff. Everything from sausages to... Yeah. Hello, Neil. Oh, sorry, hello. Neil was on my floor. 3.5 pints you owe me, you get. Anyway, what I started doing was booby-trapping my milk. I started off subtly, like with green food colouring. Because you'd be surprised how few people are willing to drink green milk. And then I went one step further and put a few hairs... Sorry. This will be over in a minute, let's do that. If you put a few hairs around the top of your milk, people, you know, the majority, 99% of people will not drink that milk. But the one thing I found that worked without fail is Worcester sauce. If you have 6 pints of milk in the fridge, and everyone's helping. If you put in half a bottle of Worcester sauce, they don't do it anymore. Thank you.
Silky! Oh, yeah, I must remind as well there'll be a bit of editing going on because we're on the BBC, and obviously being on the BBC there are certain words we're not allowed to use. Words like, can I have cash? So now, by complete contrast, we bring you a structural engineer, just for a change. Doesn't want to be a structural engineer anymore, and who can blame him? All the way from Essex, go mad and crazy, and welcome Jeff Mirza.
Good evening. First of all, I want to tell you a few things about myself and my family. My dad is a rags to riches story. rags to riches. He came to this country with just £3 in his pocket, just £3. But it was good stuff. I'm still living at home with my parents, and I'm still living at home, but I really like it, right? I'll tell you why. What I look forward to is our annual family day out, yeah? Where me, mum, dad, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, we all go out as a family in a minibus. Out far to a nice white conservative area. And what'll happen is Dad will look for a house with a for sale sign outside. And when we found this house, right, the whole family will stand outside. And my dad will get himself a megaphone and he'll announce to the street, "Me and my family, we are moving into your area." And then we'll wait for this one man who'll always come out. "No, mate, no, we can't have that. You know, I've got half a mind..." Now, it's almost 9 o'clock now, right? Which means in Bombay, it's almost 3 in the morning. And I know right now in Bombay, there's loads of Indian guys coming out of English restaurants. Like this. And they're throwing up Yorkshire puddings. Very undisciplined. My dad is a very, very strict disciplinarian, very strict man. Before I left home to come here, he said something to me that he always says. "Son, don't take drugs. Don't take drugs, pay for them." I've been Jeff Mirza, you've been a wonderful audience. Cheers.
Jeff Mirza. The next act comes from Kentish Town. Near Glasgow. Yeah. Aha, dear. He's been performing the usual open spots all over the country. Since getting this gig, he's done very well for himself. And you're about to find out why. Go mad and crazy and welcome Julian Barrett.
Hello. So, ladies, gents, just over there if you need them. Supersonic comedy, that. So fast, they went through your conscious mind and into your subconscious mind. And you'll be laughing about that in a minute. Actually, in about 5 minutes, during the next act. So just remember, it was me. So, yeah, I just want to make a confession quickly before we start. I just want to say I'm sorry, but I've been seeing other audiences. I didn't plan it. It just happened. But in a way, it made me realise how much I loved you. Thank you. A little bit of Peruvian comedy there, just to get us going. You really want about the skits for Never Heard It now? No. So, get over there. Do you like the 70s? Do you remember the 70s, yeah? Do you remember the 70s? Great period of time, weren't they? Great period of time, the 70s. Remember them? They're really back in fashion now, all the 70s. And all sort of like lots of stuff happening. I went to this 70s party and I got all dressed up in all the sort of 70s gear, the retro sort of fashions, you know? And I got like the big collared shirt on, multicoloured collared shirt, huge great collars, like great big kind of, great big winged demons. Whee! You know what I mean? Like great big, like great big flat beveled demons going off to the sun. Daddy, my mouth is full of stars! Huge collars. And a really sort of like tight shirt going down, very tight. Tight as a nut. Tight as a nut. And down there, and there are big flares coming on, flapping, great flapping flares. Flapping, always flapping, that's my motto. And it's some platform shoes, right? Just some platform shoes just to get into the sort of groove, and then they're just like to get into the real 70s spirit, you know, the pièce de résistance, the monkey's G-spot, right? Just put a couple of wah-wah pedals strapped to the bottom of my feet. It's fantastic. Wherever I went, it went. I know these things very silly, right? And if you ever do this, right, don't. Right, what happened was I actually... I accidentally drunk my mate's lava lamp. No, not good. Not good. Really drunk it. I felt very, very sick, strangely. It all went down, and then I just went to be sick. Yeah, so, OK, thanks a lot. That's it from me. And, you know, hope you've enjoyed it. And don't worry about things in your life, bad problems in your life, because there's always birds and trees and flowers. Thank you. Good night.
Julian Barrett. Our next act comes from Denby Dale in Huddersfield, which is just the other side of Arthur's Seat, if you've ever been around there. It's a lovely area. He's 18 years old. He's just finished his A-levels, and his mum very kindly allowed him to come out tonight. Put your hands together, scream applaud, go mad, and welcome Daniel Kitson.
Hello. Good to meet you. Yeah, so school. Come from school, and I not just come from school. Obviously, a bit of a long journey for a gig. And I did A-level, did three A-levels. I just got my results a few days ago. I won't tell you what. Oh, go on then, go on then. 3 Bs, thanks. We're all very proud. And I was taking 3 of them, right? And not French either, of course, yeah. Very clever indeed. I was taking 3 of them, and I was having a bit of trouble choosing which ones I was going to take. So I went to my English teacher, and I said, Mr. Spinoza, because that's like... That's just his name, that's not the guy. I said, Mr. Spinoza. Just for you, just again. And I said, what A-levels do you think I should take? And he said, think of the things you like doing and simply take the subjects involving those. So I'm doing eating, sleeping and wanking at A-level. Sorry about that, sorry. So yeah, school, and and it's very strange at school because I used to get picked on quite a bit. I'd be walking down the corridor, people would go, "Oi, specky fool eyes!" And I'd go, no. 2 eyes. 2 convex lenses. Think on, pal, all right. I don't care if you're the headmaster. I've never had a girlfriend at school, right? And this is quite a widely publicised fact. Mainly widely publicised by me, after all. Hello, never had a girlfriend. See you later. For some reason. You know, after years of blaming it on my glasses, you know, because if you wear glasses, you blame everything on your glasses. Like, haven't got quite enough bus fare. Curse these glasses, they're the bane of my life! After years of doing that, I finally realised, right, why it was that I hadn't had a girlfriend. And the reason was, I've got a very nice personality. Because people say to you, oh, it's personality that counts, Daniel. But that's not true, is it? Because if it was, you get people walking down the street going, oh, look at the personality of that one. Well, cheers.
Daniel Kitson. He won his semi-final in Liverpool. And when he came back on stage to get his little prize and that, he went, I got school in the morning. Anyway. So we're going to crack straight on then. Welcome the 6th? 7th. Aha, someone's paying attention. Me, I know. The 7th act of the evening. Studying at Winchester University, studying media and television. Or would you believe? Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. Studying television. What's that? Just looking at it. Finished. That's great. I saw this woman in Southampton. It was her first gig she'd ever done. This is the second gig she'd ever done because it was good enough to get her here. So go mad, go wild, give up love and affection, and welcome Nico!
You don't mean that. I've been standing there, and I've seen you do that to every single comic that's been on here tonight. You know how that makes me feel? Cheap and used. But enough about me. Hello. I'm Nico, and you're hostile. All right, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, Open Mic Awards for newcomers to comedy. And as newcomers go, I am fairly fresh from the comedy uterus, and so still covered in the bloodied mass of mucus and placenta that is inexperience. Are you hot? Or was she just farted? And... yeah. So I was talking to the Pope. Smooth. And we were talking about religion, as you would do with the Pope, I suppose. Tried talking about Brookside, but didn't know Mandy and Beth Jordache were, so that was a bit of a dead-end conversation. And we were talking about Jesus and the fact that Jesus was a carpenter, which always freaked me out really, because I'd always thought surely having Son of God on your CV would be impressive enough for any future employer, but apparently his mum and dad made him do carpentry, so at least he'd have something to fall back on. The more astute of you might have noticed that I'm a female comedian. Oh, thank you. There's a lot of preconceptions about female comedians. We are seen as either lesbians or feminists. I'm not a lesbian, one. I say this because there are some nice guys in the front row here. I don't mind people thinking I am a lesbian because I'm quite happy with my heterosexuality, but I do take particular offence to being thought of as a feminist because I can't flipping stand them. I don't want to go into it now because I know, there are some radical feminists in the audience tonight. I can hear the leg hairs shuffling under the dungarees there. But... have I gone too far? Sorry. Well, as Boothby said, this is my second night doing stand-up comedy. You've been very nice to me, Edinburgh. I've had a ball up here on stage. Thanks a lot for inviting me along, mate. See you again sometime. Good night.
Nico! We've reached the point of the final act, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for the final act? Yeah! He's 22 years old. Ambrose Martos!
Thank you very much. That's right, I am from America, and I just want to let you know right away that it's not like you see it on TV. It's much more violent, actually. Is everybody enjoying themselves? Yes! Is there anybody enjoying somebody else right now? Yeah, I've been doing comedy for about 3 years now, and I haven't been paid. Some people would take that as a hint, I think. Not me. I'm waiting for something a little bit more concrete. Maybe when audience members start lobbing bricks at my head. Well, I'm enjoying my first festival Fringe. I went to Fringe Sunday yesterday. And no matter how much culture's around, I'll never change. We're walking along, there's magicians over here, there's theater over here, drama over here. What's the first thing I do? Bouncy castle! Hey! All right! Knocking kids out of the way. Coming through! My name is Ambrose. It's kind of a unique name. I never had problems when I was a kid with, hey, Ambrose! Who, me? No, the other one. That never happened. But it made it difficult to do some of the other things that my juvenile delinquent friends would do. Maybe they'd go and write their names in wet cement. And that'd be John, Billy, Ambrose. Guess whose mom got a call from the police? So to get a name like Ambrose, you got to have kind of unique parents. And my father's a theologian, and my mother was a philosopher, and which essentially meant we had highly intelligent dinner conversation, but no dinner. You can only eat hypothetical Brussels sprouts for so long, okay? But it made it good. It had its advantages at certain times. I might get in a fight with some friends, and I'd end up winning, and they'd go, You know, Ambrose, my dad can still beat up your dad. But I could always say, you know, well, my dad can prove that your dad doesn't exist. Thank you very much. My name is Ambrose Martos.
Ambrose Martos! So, I believe you're all off to deliberate.
We are indeed.
Well, 3 are going to deliberate and 1 will dribble.
We've got to go and decide, and
You have?
it's almost impossible.
God, do you think there'll be much fighting going on backstage?
Well, Barry and I don't fight, do we, Dan?
No, never.
No, we adore
Never.
each other.
I think we ought to have a huge round of applause for our judges as they disappear to make their very hard decision. I'd like to sing you a song now. This is off my new album. It's due for release about the same time as Peter Sutcliffe. I'm not certain, but I think there's something wrong with my hearing. That's that over with. Theatrical moment. I'm a bit emotionally upset, actually. My girlfriend came round to my flat the other night. She said, I'm afraid I can't see you anymore. I said, I'm behind the sofa. Well, I was. I jumped out, frightened the life out of her. It was funny. She dropped the baby and everything. It's all right, though. We've got another one, so don't worry about it.
Let's start with Lee Mack.
Excellent.
Loved it.
Tremendous.
Wasn't he good? Toughest spot on the bill, opening.
Yeah.
Coming on.
Really good.
He got some of my highest
confidence.
marks. Some of my highest marks he got.
Yes.
Me too.
I took her out driving in the country, past a field full of cows all lying down. Stopped at the farm. I said to the farmer, does that mean it's going to rain then? He said, I hope so. It might wash some of the dead cows out of my field.
I mean, I think she needs a proper finish to her plays.
Yeah.
And I also think she needs to enjoy her work.
She was, I thought her delivery was a bit fast. I mean, she seemed to be rushing through it.
There was someone that you said, oh, they'll lose the book in a year, and then they'll really start to believe in what they're doing, and the potential, I thought, was there.
I've had some gambling problems as well. I rang up Gamblers Anonymous. I said, is that Gamblers Anonymous? This voice said, I'm not telling you. I said, how do I know if I've rung the right number or not then? He said, that's a chance you take, isn't it? I went in a massage parlour. It cost me 25 quid. She said, do you want any extras? I said, yeah, all right then. About 36 out-of-work actors came in, just stood around.
It worried me when he started talking about being a student and sharing fridges. Although I did actually laugh at the notion of putting Worcester sauce in your mouth. I think
He was very endearing, wasn't he? Very nice,
Yeah.
charming.
I think it was the
very well I've written down here, endearing.
quite strong start tended to fade a bit as he went on. There was something about the structure of it, I think.
A bit messy, I thought it was.
Not only has this song not got a title, ain't got a tune either. Or any words. It's not so much a song, it's more a terrific anticlimax. So that was that then. What I'd like to do now, I think, I would, and so I shall, because I can. I'd like you to put your hands together, please, and join me in welcoming on the stage the Stan Ellis Experience. This is a song from my grandmother. She's quite old. I lost her recently, actually, in Hampton Court Maze. I don't know who have been there.
I loved seeing someone deal with racist issues in that way.
I love the guy with the megaphone.
Great. Yes.
Simple, great joke. We are coming to live. I love that.
But she's not very well at the moment, so I've written a little song to cheer her up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
He was extremely original, he was very, very clever, and he was something that was idiosyncratic. Yeah. It was great, it was great.
If anybody's interested, doing this is a lot cheaper than cocaine and a very similar experience. It's not quite as easy to do in a public toilet, but I'm sure you don't know what I mean.
Can you imagine having that here.
What an assured performance.
I felt sick. I felt sick.
Now that I'm much older, now that I'm a man, I don't live with my parents, 'cause I live with my gran. My granny's on her life support, my granny smells of piss. I stuck the harmonica in her air tubes, and now she breathes like this.
The good thing about Nico was that she did have quite a likeable personality.
Extremely.
And then threw it away a bit, which was a mistake, but we all make mistakes.
I bought amyl nitrate, I bought crack cocaine, I bought stuff that you can sniff or stick into your vein. I mixed them all together, and with nothing left to lose, I forced them all down Granny's air pipe. Now Granny plays the blues.
I'd seen a lot of comedy in American clubs, and it was slick and clever, but I'm afraid it wasn't my cup of tea.
My head was shouting, get better material, because his delivery was delightful. He had the rapport, and it was all like a feather. It went blowing away in the wind.
Such self-confidence, I'd have dried death up there. I mean, it's been awful. And I think most of these people, in fact, I'd say all these people, have generally got a future.
Our judges are back, and they have reached a decision. So I'd like you to welcome on stage Mr. Barry Cryer.
Now, we have reached a decision.
You have?
Boothby.
Yes.
And here it is.
Thank you very much.
I shall announce the results in reverse order.
Water Street, Janet.
Hang on. Dear Chris Pye, I am getting on a bit, but I deserve my own series. There's 8 people back there sweating like sweating people. Only I know who's won. Nah! I have the power now, Luke. The winner is Julian Barrett. And you, Julian, receive a radio commission. £1,000. And the very, very first Open Mic Award.
And don't forget, the new series of the stand-up show starts October the 28th, every Saturday night. Be there.
If you'd like further information about the BBC stand-up competition next year, write to BBC Radio 4, London W1A 1AA.